Ah, fuck. Now I gotta make a review on those new game modes that came out for Suroi. Where's the script? I just printed it. Ah, here we go. Suroi's new Halloween and Woodland update was a balancing disaster, and here's why. So, before I start this video, I want to state that this update was amazing, and with its new weapons, adding a lot of variety to the loot pool, building concepts being super complicated and intriguing with some secret passageways requiring either a button or destroying an obstacle, scenery having a lot of cool looking trees that are amazing to look at and are most definitely being used to hide and camp out gunfights happening right next to you, and the general loot pool being almost fully semi-automatic weapons that give the premise that gunfights require more accuracy in turn to come out on top of said gunfights. Almost every gun. It's all this gun's fault! And other than those things being generally the best thing about this update, there was a massive glooming problem with the Woodlands update. The loot pool was tainted by one gun in particular. A gun so nasty and vile that it will shred through opponents with even the best armor equipped. A gun so powerful that even after 3 nerfs it still dominates the battlefield with an unrelenting iron fist. The USAS-12. Now, I don't want to rain on the parade of this update just because of this one gun. Like I said, it's an amazing update with its new buildings. Guns other than the USAS-12 like the MK18 Mjolnir and the Forest being gorgeous, with its fall leaves being used as ambient noise and moving models to help make the island more homey for fall. And also the brand new ominous Plumpkin bunker that has some super secret science experiments going on inside. Ooh. And even after the Woodlands update was released, there was a Halloween update that was released that introduced even more perks that you can get from beating open these rotten perk plumpkins that can give you a good or bad perk, seeing if you have good old lady luck on your side. You most likely won't though. But even after all that, the Halloween update was really just a Woodlands update with a new coat of paint, and even I get bored of watching paint dry. Eventually. But why were these a balancing disaster in the first place, you might be asking? Wow! What you're seeing right now are the sole reasons why both of these updates, in my opinion, flop so hard. The USAS for one, but the other one you're looking at right now is the werewolf perk, or the Lycanthropy perk, as it's called in the game files, and on the wiki. This perk allowed you to gain 50 health and gain a major speed boost, with the trade-off being that you would drop all your weapons and only be able to use your fist. Your fist, for some reason, did 2.5 times more damage to everything, boxes and players alike. It sounds like a fairly balanced perk in concept, but oh boy, this perk did not fuck around when it came to dishing out the massive amount of pain to whoever was on the receiving end of your punches. You would get hit once by a werewolf and you would immediately get black flash with the amount of pain your body would succumb to. Now that is just the starting point to how much pain this perk could dish out. For example, you could also equip the Berserker perk that gave you another massive speed boost on top of your already massive speed boost. You would also gain a 1.3 times higher damage cap on top of your already 2.5 higher damage boost. This perk is essentially playing Jenga with the amount of stacking it was doing. All of this was also on top of the fact that you kept the armor you were currently wearing, and you still be able to put on better armor sets as well. This, if you don't know the code behind armor, or other types of ways of looking at it, gave you 285 health, giving you a grand total of 335 total health, essentially. This would also come with absolutely 0 drawbacks. You didn't get a negative speed debuff when you had a specific set of armor on. So, to recap, we have a health speed and melee damage buff with the Berserker perk that gave you even more speed and melee damage, and you could still wear armor that essentially turned you into an 800-pound gorilla. except you're a werewolf. The only downside to this perk was that you couldn't use your weapons, and you wouldn't even need your weapons anymore when you had this perk equipped, so oh yeah, and you would also be able to outlast any other humans after the final zone closed because of your 50 plus health, which was a major problem, by the way. The only way you could lose if you had this perk equipped is if you accidentally unequipped this perk while you were looting another player's body for medkits and adrenaline based consumables, which just meant that you would lose the perk. So if you didn't have this perk, you weren't even going to win. And get this, the USAS 12 would not even save you from the likes of these werewolves. You can't really fire this gun near you due to it causing more damage to you rather than the werewolf based on their plus 50 HP that came along with the perk. The only way you could kill a werewolf is if you got 5 to 6 lucky shots off on one, if you were that lucky or simply just that good. But most likely, after you hit a werewolf enough times, they would retreat, heal, and go back at you due to their astronomically high speed and health pool. So, other than the literal embodiment of cheating with one perk, you could either just brush it off the whole 1,000,000 times this would happen in-game and try to have fun, or you could just die to a werewolf one time, call the update busted, and save yourself from the hell that was this Halloween update. I genuinely don't understand how this perk didn't go through some kind of major nerf, as I myself was one of the first to call this bullshit out in the game mode when the game mode was released. And a lot of other people were in agreement that this perk and the USAS 12 were both busted and broken beyond belief, and caused many who loved the Woodlands and Halloween updates at first to completely dump them and call them complete BS after realizing how unfair it would be at sometimes when playing, due to the terrible balancing of both the USAS and the Lycanthropy perk. So hopefully in making this video they will take these well-deserved criticisms into thought and take them into account when they release their next island-based overhaul event. Right? Right, Hasanger and devs? You won't fuck up next time, will you? Please? Please don't fuck up like this again, I beg of you.